Greetings, cats and kittens. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back to Libby's Lullabies. Today, I am going to be reading Frances Hodges Burnett's The Secret Garden. This story has been adapted by Deborah Hautzig and illustrated by Natalie Carbonetta. Now, this is originally a chapter book, and it was first published in 1911, but this one's been adapted for young readers. So, whether you are here for your child or for your inner child, I want you to sit back or lie down. Either way, enjoy the story. And if there is a story that you would like for me to read, feel free to DM me on Instagram or Facebook at Libby's Lullabies, or you can email me at libbyslullabies@gmail.com. Let's begin. Mary Lennox was born in India. She was a pale, thin, sour little girl. She never laughed. She never smiled. Mary hardly ever saw her parents. They were much too busy. So Mary was raised by servants who always had to do what she ordered. Then, when Mary was 10 years old, her life changed forever. A terrible sickness swept through India. All the servants died, and Mary's parents died too. When Mary found out, she wasn't sad. She was angry. "Who will take care of me?" she said, stamping her foot. Mary got her answer soon enough. She was put on a ship and sent to England. She was going to live with Archibald Craven, an uncle she had never met. When the ship reached England, a servant named Mrs. Medlock hurried Mary into a coach. All during the long ride, the servant talked about Mary's new home. "It's a gloomy old house with 100 rooms. Most are shut up, of course," said Mrs. Medlock. "Your uncle's wife died 10 years ago. Ever since, he has been strange and sad." Mary kept quiet. Mrs. Medlock went on. "He's got a crooked back, did you know? He stays away most of the time. He's traveling now and won't be home for months." "I don't care," said Mary. "Oh, what a sour little thing you are," said Mrs. Medlock. "Just like him." From then on, Mrs. Medlock kept quiet too. After crossing miles of bare, wild land, at last they arrived at a huge, dark house. Mrs. Medlock led Mary through a long hallway. There were dark paintings of grim-looking people on the walls. It was so unfriendly and cold. "This is where you will live," Mrs. Medlock said, opening a door to a gloomy room. Do not wander around the house." Then she left, closing the door firmly behind her. Mary had never felt so lost or so lonely in her life. The next day, Mary woke to see a young, smiling maid. "Good morning," said the girl. "My name is Martha. Come and eat your breakfast." "I'm not hungry," Mary said crossly. "Who will dress me?" Martha was amazed. "Can't you dress yourself?" "No," said Mary. "In India, my servants dressed me." "Well, it is time to learn," Martha said. "I will help, then you can go outside." It looked cold and wintry from the window. "What would I do outside?" Mary asked. "What? Well, my little brother Dickon plays outside all day. He makes friends with the animals," Martha told her. "You must go out too and see the gardens." Then Martha whispered, "All but one. One garden is locked up all the time. "Why is it locked?" asked Mary. "It belonged to your uncle's wife. When she died, he locked the door and buried the key. No one has been inside for 10 years. 10 years! 10 years, Mary thought. That was as long as she'd been alive. She did not say anything to Martha, but she began to feel curious about this locked garden. Outside, Mary began to wander. Everything was bare and gray, except for a robin with a bright red breast. There were lawns and orchards and gardens with stone walls and doors, but the doors were wide open. Where was the special garden? Mary saw an old man digging. "Who are you?" she demanded. "I'm Ben, the gardener," he growled. Just then, the little robin landed right on his foot. Ben's face lit up. "That's my robin," he said. "He's lonely, so he made friends with me." Mary had no friends at all. She stared at the pretty bird. "Will you be my friend?" she whispered to it. The robin chirped happily, and Mary couldn't help herself. She smiled. Suddenly, the robin flew away, over a high wall covered with ivy. "Oh, where'd he go?" cried Mary. "Is that the garden that was locked?" Instantly, Ben was grumpy again. "Oh, stop asking so many questions," he said, and stomped off. That was when Mary made up her mind to find the hidden garden, all by herself. The next day, and every day after that, Mary went looking for a door in the ivy-covered wall. "I won't give up until I find it," she promised herself. Before she knew it, Mary was spending whole days outside. Martha even taught her to skip rope. All the fresh air was making Mary very hungry. She was eating more than she ever had. Soon, pale, thin Mary started looking pretty, rosy. One day, Mary heard a friendly chirp chirp behind her. It was the robin. He was following her. "You remember me," cried Mary happily. The robin hopped and fluttered and finally settled near the wall. Suddenly, Mary saw a gleam in the dirt. She touched it and gasped. It was a key. It had to be the key to the secret garden. "You helped me find the key," Mary said to the robin. "Can you help me find the door?" As the robin flew to the top of the stone wall, a strong wind came up. It blew the ivy away, and there it was, a door. Mary was so excited that her hand shook as she turned the key in the keyhole. The door opened, and Mary slipped inside. She was in the secret garden. The garden was strange and magical. There were little stone benches and fountains and archways. Gray vines hung from all the leafless trees. It was wild and untidy and beautiful. "I want to make this garden come alive again," Mary whispered, "and it will be my secret, my wonderful secret garden." Shh. That night, Mary could hardly sleep for imagining how she would save the garden. By morning, she knew just what to do. "Martha," she said, I wish I had a shovel and some seeds. I want to make things grow. Of course, she did not say where. Martha smiled. My brother Dickon can help. I will ask him. Okay, thank you, Martha, cried Mary happily. You are as nice as the robin. Now, Mary had 2 friends. On the next sunny day, Mary found a boy sitting under a tree playing a wooden pipe. Watching him were a fox, a lamb, a rabbit, and a crow. I'm Dickon, said the boy. You must be Mary. I have your tools and seeds. I will help you plant them. Where is your garden? Mary looked at Dickon. Can you keep a secret? She asked softly. Oh my, yes. That's why animals trust me, he said. I'm still in a garden, Mary whispered. I'll show you. Mary led Dickon through the hidden door. It's like a dream, he said softly. He touched the trees and the vines and the bushes. These are still alive. They just need someone to care for them. They have us, said Mary. After that, Mary and Dickon worked in the garden every day, and every day they had picnics under the archways. Mary had never been so busy or so happy. Ooh, it's trying to rain, y'all. Late one night, Mary woke up. Rain was beating on her window, but there was another noise too. It sounded like someone crying. In the morning, she asked Martha what it was. Only the wind, Martha said quickly, but Mary was not sure. The next night, the sound was louder. That's not the wind, Mary said to herself. Someone is crying. She got out of bed and tiptoed through the long, dark halls. The crying sounded closer and closer. She saw a glimmer of light under a door and pushed it open. There, in a big carved bed, was a boy. Who are you? Are you a ghost? He asked. No, I am Mary Lennox. I live here. Mr. Craven is my uncle. Who are you? I am Colin Craven, said the boy. Mr. Craven is my father. Your father? Gasped Mary. Nobody told me he had a son. I am sick and hate for anyone to see me. If I live, I will have a crooked back. But I won't live. Everyone says so. An angry shadow passed across his face. Now my father hates to be with me. I remind him of losing her. He hates her garden too, said Mary. Then she wished she hadn't. What garden? Asked Colin. The garden that was locked 10 years ago, said Mary nervously. Why was it locked? Asked Colin eagerly. What is it like now? Oh, poor Colin, thought Mary. He is just like I was when I came here, with nothing to do and no one to care for. Can you keep a secret? Whispered Mary. Yes, said Colin, yes. So Mary told Colin all about the secret garden and about Dickon and his animals. I want to see this garden, Colin said. Well, can you go outside? Asked Mary. I can do anything I want. Everyone has to please me, said Colin sharply. I have a wheelchair. You and Dickon will push me. Mary laughed. Colin was spoiled, just like she had been. So Colin began to go out every morning with Mary and Dickon. Nobody knew where they went. Like a young prince, he ordered the servants to keep away from them. The secret garden was their private kingdom. spring was coming. The children watched as the garden turned into a rainbow of color. And slowly, very slowly, Colin began to change too. He looked stronger every day and happier. One afternoon, the children were having so much fun they made more noise than usual. Suddenly, Colin saw a face looking over the garden. It was Ben on a ladder. "Are you Mr. Craven's son, the poor cripple?" he asked. "I am not a cripple," cried Colin. "There is nothing wrong with me at all." Then Colin gripped the arms of his wheelchair and stood up. Mary and Dickon stared at Colin, amazed. He had never stood before. "Everyone said I was sick, so I believed it too," Colin said. "But you and Dickon showed me I could live and be well. You believed in me, and you were right." "It's the garden," said Mary. "Yes," said Dickon. "The garden is magic." Colin turned to Ben. "Please remember, this garden is a secret, and you cannot tell anybody that I am well. I want to surprise my father when he comes home." "I won't say a word," said Ben. "Oh, I hope he comes soon," said Colin. And then, a few weeks later, Mr. Craven finally did come home. Usually he went right to his room and saw no one, but this time was different. Something made him walk as quickly as he could to the locked garden. When he reached it, he stopped, amazed. He heard sounds, the sounds of children laughing and running. Then all at once, the garden door burst open. A tall, handsome boy ran right into Mr. Craven. Who are you?" Mr. Craven gasped. "Father, I am Colin. I am well. I am well." Mr. Craven held his son close. I thought you would die," he said. "Mary and Dickon in the garden made me well," said Colin. "The garden?" said Mr. Craven. Colin said, "We cared for it and loved it and made it come alive. And Mary and I came alive with it. It was like magic, Father. Like magic." Now, the secret garden wasn't a secret anymore, but its magic would be with them forever. Such a great story. It's an old story. Remember, it was published in 1911, so there are some words in the book that we no longer use, like cripple. We don't use that word anymore. But when you get older, you have the chance. You can read it. You can check it out of the library, and it was also made into a really great movie in 1994 called The Secret Garden. I mean, it's been adapted a few times, but I like the one that was made in 1994. You think it's a good idea to keep a secret? You think you should promise to keep a secret before you know what the secret is? It's so hard to tell. Sometimes we just have to guess and hope we make the right decision if we do choose to make a secret. Keep a secret. But anyway, my darlings, I need to get the silence like it's trying to rain. I want you to enjoy the rest of your day, or your evening, your week, or your weekend, and I will see you next time on Libby's Lullabies. Cheers.